Okay, this is the next video on Kathy. I have removed the flywheel. Amazing, only took one whack with the hammer. And you do that by, putting the little nut on here. And I put it on several turns. And then I put a copper slug on top. And I hit that. That way I don't damage the threads. As you can see, it just slips on and off now, even though I gave a good whack with that big hammer. But I started videoing again because I wanted to take up where we left off, which is that the flywheel key, in my opinion, had been bumped. It's in really good condition. It's got a little bit of a line on it where it was compressed, but certainly seen worse. That's original Briggs and Stratton logo on it. But I also wanted to show you my next step here. That's the coil laying over there, so I'll have to reset the air gap. I didn't know this flywheel key was going to be damaged when I air gapped it the last time, so I'll have to re-air gap it. But because I like to come in, I use a lever here. There's a piece of steel plate, which I place there because I don't want the lever to damage that plastic manifold. And then I get the lever under the wheel, the flywheel. But before I start reassembling everything, I wanted to show you this. Let me set this down because I got to put my gloves on. Got some nasty work. Nasty work I got to do. I wanted to show you what I want to do, recommend you do when you run across this. When you get one this funky, you need to clear away this collection of debris around the automatic governor. See, this is already stiff, and having all this around here, you need to clean that off. But I sure don't want it to go down there where the dipstick is. So I'm going to push it away and dig all this stuff out and give the free movement, because this is the governor. It needs to move freely back and forth. So it's all coming out, making progress. I'm hoping this will now move a lot easier, but I think most of the trouble's probably up in the carburetor that's making it so stiff, but it could be this too. So you want to get all that away, get the big stuff out. Then I'll come in with one of my nasty toothbrushes and do some scrubbing around. Get all that crud out of the way there. And I'll show you in a minute why that's important. See, all this is connected to the speed that this mower is going to run. So when this linkage moves, that arm needs to turn. So let's see if it's going to move now. Okay, see, I've got to really pull on it hard to get it to move. So I think most of the problem is up in the carburetor, but once I get it cleaned or put a new carburetor on, I don't want it to be sticking back there either. So I want to get up in there. Let me get my pocket knife here and see if I can get some more of that out of there. And I'll push it and pull it and get all that crud out of there. And so that when I do get the carburetor cleaned, that maybe this will move a little easier. Okay, so all right, next step. Let's go into this carburetor and see how bad it is. I need a 5/16 screw to take off this plate that the air filter sits on. So let's do that. Yeah, I can't believe how nice this looks up here. This is so clean. All right, there's the first one. The second one. And the third one. That one goes into that hard metal. It sort of hangs this on here. Now this should just come off. Yeah. There's a lot of gack right there. You can see all that varnish. See, that's what's causing it to stick so bad. There's this buildup right there. See all that varnish? And I guarantee all that varnish is also up around that throttle that drops down in the back of the carburetor. So that looks pretty bad. I think we're just gonna take that off. I may clean it later, but I think I'll just put a new carburetor on here. So let's do that. Let's take this carburetor off. And to do that, there's two screws. One right there, 3/8, and then the other one, of course, is on this side, sort of underneath. That's the other 3/8 there. And so those have to come off in order to get the carburetor off. So let's do that now. Pump them loose with my ratchet wrench, and then put the electric drill on there. I'm hoping when I put a new carburetor on here, sometimes that hose clamp keeps you from getting to that screw. There we go. All right, and here's the next one. I may be able to save this carburetor with some cleaning, but it's so nasty looking that and full of varnish that it's never going to work right. So let's go ahead and get it off. Now I'm going to take it off the rest of the way with my electric drill and 3/8 socket. I like to take these carburetors off when the tank is disconnected because they're easy. It's easier to swing this whole piece out and get it off of there. Where's my magnet? I'm going to use my little skinny magnet this time. All right, so there's my 3/8 screws. Now these are a little different than the regular 3/8. I wanted to show you that. So don't get them confused. This is your standard, that's your standard 3/8 screw. See how the threads go all the way to the bottom, right at the shoulder? And see this one, where is it in the camera there? This one, see it has a broader shoulder, and that keeps that carburetor centered and stable. So I don't recommend you use this one. Keep up with them and you put that one back where it belongs, which is holding the carburetor on. Don't confuse this one with the one that holds your rewinder on, okay? So that's one of them. And here's the other one. Put it over there. And I'll be looking for that little slope shoulder when I reinstall all this. Okay, so now this will all swing away, but first I want to take off this this spring, carburetor spring, and I think I can do this where you can see it. See that little paper clip looking end? I'm going to bend that out and then push it through that piece there. So now this is disconnected, and it'll stay there when I pull the carburetor out, okay? And so that should work a little smoother now. swing this thing out here. And now, see, I turned the tank and the carburetor in order to make this L turn. Now, if it doesn't come off easy, let me hit it with some carb cleaner. That might help a little bit right there. It's some kind of liquid sort of lubricant thing. Okay, it's pushing up and down. I'm going up and down with it. Now I can swing it without breaking that, in case I want to save this carburetor. And I did notice that now, see this, see how easy that moves? So the problem was in the carburetor with all that varnish. So let's get this off of here, and we'll stick us a nice brand new carburetor on this mower. Where are you? I need my big flat nose pliers. Hang on a second. All right. So now I can grab this hose clamp, move it over this way, and then start twisting and turning to get this carburetor off of here. Let me hold on to this with these pliers. That might be easier. Okay, so now I'm going to twist. May have to replace this fuel hose by the time I'm done twisting. Let's go the other way now. Okay, I think I felt some movement that time. Yep. Well, it just does not want to come off of there. Twisting, and twisting, and yeah, it's tearing up the hose, but that's okay. This has got to come off. Okay, tell you what I'll do. I'm just go ahead and cut that. And I'll put me a new fuel line on there. Go ahead and cut this. That is not coming off easy. Now I'm going to grab it with this and try twisting it. Wow, this is tough. Yeah, that's not coming off. So we'll worry about that later, because I'm going to put a new carb on here anyway. Let me get the remnants of this fuel line off, because I want to clean this gas tank out anyway. It's, don't tell me how many years it's been sitting around. I mean, it's clean on the inside, but there may be the same kind of varnish in the carburetor up in this tank. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now, but when you come back, I will have put a little bit of good gasoline down in here and checked to make sure it drains, and it's not just blocked up with a bunch of old varnish. Okay, so I'm going to sign off now and come back. We're going to get Kathy running, I think.